Bout number 4, boxing out of the blue corner, Alberto Rivas.
And we have Alberto Rivas coming from Bend, Oregon. Undefeated in 4 fights. One of those victories coming by way of knockout. His last fight was in October. And once again, a cruiserweight southpaw. First fight scheduled to 6 rounds. And his opponent, Carlos Villanueva.
Boxing out of the red corner, let's hear it for Carlos Villanueva.
And here we have Carlos Villanueva from Union Gap, right here in Washington, with a record of 5-3 and 1 KO.
Again, for bout number 4, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the gold trim, weighing in at 184 pounds. He comes in with a record of 4 wins, no losses, with 1 KO. From Bend, Oregon, Alberto Rivas. And boxing out of the red corner, with the Mexican flag trunks, weighing in at 196 pounds. 5 wins, 3 losses, from Yakima, Washington. Let's hear it for Carlos Villanueva.
Okay, man, from the center of the trunks and down is foul, from the center here and down is foul. Man, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I remind you to listen and follow my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves now. Good luck.
Final instructions from the third man in the ring. Carlos Villanueva, you heard it right. He took the scale to 196 pounds. Alberto Rivas tipping it to 184 pounds. Massive difference in weight. And Villanueva with yellow and white shorts. Rivas with white, green, and red shorts. Nice. Those hooks landing on Villanueva's rib cage. He's going for those hooks. Oh, nice uppercut. At all, there was no, let me check what this is all about. Villanueva just keeping Rivas away with that jab. Even though the paper says they're exactly the same height, I see a slight advantage for Villanueva. And another hook, this time a right hook. Again, it's hook and hook. Uppercut on Villanueva's chin. It's Rivas. Even though he's being the shorter guy, he's really going through Villanueva's guard, no problem. and just hunting him down. Villanueva looking to be the counterpuncher, connecting clearly on Rivas's face, and you can see how that's creating some serious damage on Rivas's face. Another uppercut. This time it was Rivas on Villanueva. There's not one jab here. It's all hooks and uppercuts. 3 uppercuts on Villanueva. Just keeping the fight in the short distance. Nice, well done. That right landed right on Villanueva's face. And it's Rivas taking advantage of that fight in close quarters. This could be a phone booth fight. Not much distance, not much walking. We can hear the corner yelling at Villanueva to stay behind that jab. Again, he's got a slight advantage, but it's Rivas who's closing the gap and staying right in front of him and taking Villanueva to the ropes. And this is how this round ends. And here we can see the corner, Villanueva, getting instructions from his trainer. We couldn't really hear what's going on, but we could see while he was signaling to those uppercuts. Villanueva with the red, white, and green. Rivas with the yellow and white, gold and white. Villanueva is the one that's keeping that fight in short quarters, even though it's Rivas that seems to have the advantage. Excellent exchange. Hooks and uppercuts. And very nice, that left hook right on Rivas's rib cage. Villanueva just going with that jab and then the hook. That left uppercut, and now it's a right uppercut. Villanueva's just keeping that fight nice and short. With the tap. Setting the power punch. One, two. Villanueva looking for this opportunity to add a win to his record. Villanueva with a record of 5-3 and 1 knockout. And I don't understand why Rivas, being the bigger guy, is not taking advantage of his reach or his size. He's just taking punches and punches. And Villanueva does that beautiful side step and just lands that left hook beautifully. Now, see, that's what Rivas needs to do. Use his size. Rivas taking advantage of the moment, but now he's against the ropes, and Villanueva trying to just keep throwing. Ooh, that overhand right landed right on Villanueva's head. And now Villanueva decides to just take him to the corner. So we can see how that beautiful left uppercut, and Rivas is just standing there, basically not moving. He's a sitting duck. When indeed he's the bigger guy with the longer reach. I know the paper doesn't say that, but you know, it's clear to the eye. Villanueva doing what he needs to do. Just throwing punches, using his power, sitting into his punches. I know those hooks are really doing some damage on Rivas. The corner is exhorting Rivas to throw the punches, to go for the 1-2, the basic 1-2. Don't get too sophisticated. Stay behind that jab. He does very well when he stays behind that jab. Use that stick. But I got to give it to Villanueva. He can also take a punch and just close the gap and just go into the body. And he's taking advantage of that clinch. The 1-2, that's what the corner is asking. Go for the 1-2, stay behind that jab. But it's Villanueva literally who's creating his own opportunities to make sure he lands. Villanueva standing still, and it's Rivas who's trying to put together a couple combinations. But Villanueva again closing the gap and going for that left hook right on his rib cage. And the right hook. Rivas throwing big blows but not connecting, and now it's Villanueva again pushing him against the ropes. Constantly in the attack. And you know what they say, he who initiates wins the round. I'm just gonna time the left hook. It comes every 3 seconds. I wish our bus system was that consistent. When Rivas stays behind that jab, he does so well because he can throw that cross and that straight. But he's not going for the body either. He's just going for the head, not going up and down. And then Villanueva can actually take a couple of punches and then land huge power punches. Once again, Villanueva closing out strong this round. Either he doesn't know how to step back. I'm talking about Villanueva. Rivas. or he doesn't have the stamina. But we're only in 3 rounds, and they got ample time to prepare for this fight. Either way, he has the tools, he's got the size, he's got the reach. But again, he's 4-0 with 1 knockout, whereas Villanueva is 5-3 with 1 knockout. Again, we should never rely on records to tell us what kind of fighter we have. No. And it's funny, you can see Villanueva looking at the audience, and he can follow instructions from people standing in the stands or sitting in the stands. And they know each other. They've seen each other. I really like the way Villanueva just has absolutely no fear, and that's triple on those hooks, and this is just going for those short hooks right on Rivas's humanity from head to toes. Yeah, but how much time are you going to be able to take that? Well, Rivas is undefeated, but is Villanueva the one that's putting himself at risk, just throwing combinations of 4 and 5 punches, all hooks. There's not one jab coming out of Villanueva, not one. And when Rivas sits and throws that jab and stays behind it and can actually put together basic combinations of 2 and 3 punches, he does really well. See, and if he could double up that jab, and look at that, Villanueva just literally toying, tapping his jab just to set up the power punch. Oh, again. And again, that left hook going into the rib cage. At this point in time, Villanueva has no respect for Rivas's power. 0 respect. He's literally walking into the pocket and going for that fight in short distance. He knows he's going to get punched, but he's willing to take it. Look at that. He's tapping the uppercuts and the hooks, and he's giving himself time to set up the power punches. And he's changing his rhythm. He's allowing Rivas to close the gap. He's allowing Rivas to expose himself so he can actually throw those uppercuts and those hooks. Not one word is coming out of Villanueva's corner, and there's a whole lot of yelling and screaming from Rivas's corner. Rivas is coming from a unanimous decision, 5-rounder win, taking advantage of the fact that he's a southpaw. And that's why Villanueva was not expected to really do much today. Absolutely the fan favorite. As a matter of fact, we're crossing quote-unquote deep waters, if we can call going into the 5th round deep waters, because Villanueva has never gone past 4 rounds. So let's see how he fares. He has 2 more rounds, and again, the crowd loves him. He's yelling, somebody back there is yelling instructions, and he's just saying, yeah, I got this. I got this. These are big boys, especially when we're talking about Villanueva. pushing the scale to 196 pounds, while Rivas tipped it to 184. This is a solid difference. Look at that. He's just literally using every single tool. The amount of punches that Rivas has taken is not conducive to a long career. Not at all. Especially when you're 4-0 with one knockout. We knew he didn't have a lot of power. And have excellent footwork. And be able to walk around and be able to dance. At 5'10" for a cruiserweight, that's not a very tall cruiserweight. So those 184 pounds are carried in particular areas where Villanueva is literally working that trunk, working it. And he's also gasping for air because his output has been up there. At least 168. He could even, at 5'10", it's a 160. It's a middleweight. But look at that. Villanueva is landing, and I can hear those punches. They're falling flush, connecting flush on Rivas's body. He's not, you can't see much work on his face. Rivas's face is clean. But the midsection, that's going to be bruised tomorrow. And Villanueva just exhorting Rivas to close the gap and just come on down. Just give it to me. The big difference is will. Let's not even talk boxing skill. Just will. When there's that much of a weight difference, and you know they must have rehydrated another 10 pounds, you have to be able to carry that weight throughout the length of the fight. So I give Villanueva a whole lot of credit walking into the scale at 196 and still having the energy to just call onto his opponent and say, hey, come on, bring it in. 100% comfortable with that weight. Maybe he didn't even fight to make any type of weight. He just showed up in his walk around weight. But the one thing I know is not only is he comfortable walking, he can take a punch. His output
Sixth and final round for Alberto Rivas and
just like that,
let's let these boys
final
hear it
round.
for this great war.
I did not think this fight was going to go the distance. Not with the kind of output that Villanueva was putting. And the only knot I see on Rivas' face is under his left eye. There's more damage to Villanueva's face, but right there you see why Villanueva may take this fight. Because he's willing to take a couple of punches to his face to do damage on Rivas' trunk. I mean, or 5. He's willing to throw 5. Because there is no respect to his power, to Rivas' power. Villanueva's flat-footed and he knows it. He knows he has to walk in, stay in the pocket, because he can take those fights, those punches, like we were talking about a few minutes ago. He can sit into his punches and land those power punches. If I were Rivas, Rivas, I'd be thinking about it too, because look at his right side. That's red after 5 rounds. By tomorrow, that's going to be black and blue. Oddly enough, there's only one little knot under his left eye, whereas Villanueva's face, you can see the type of punishment he's taken just so he can land those power punches into the body and throw those huge uppercuts. When we bring somebody like Villanueva down in weight, his comfort zone gets shifted. So it will take time to adjust. But with his height, definitely a 160 would be a good weight for him, even though he's walking around at 196. The 1-2 by Rivas. But here comes Villanueva with the tap and then the power left hook. Landing right on Rivas's ribcage. Another huge left hook. And he's willing to take it. Rivas connected 1-2. And Villanueva does not look moved at all after Rivas lands perhaps the best punch. Last 10 seconds. And it's Villanueva calling on Rivas. And here we go. Final bell. This was a nice little dizzy. Yes. I love his attitude, and we love to have guys like that with the charisma and the personality. It's a little gift for us fight fans to be able to see a guy that just went toe-to-toe for 6 rounds. First time he ever goes 6 rounds. And he still has the energy to do a little dance. So check this talent out, because I know we're live on the zone in so many countries. Check this talent out. Local talent from the state of Washington. But we just saw Carlos Villanueva go 6 rounds, and he can take a punch and he can throw a punch. I don't think we have to wait too long to get those cards. I'm waiting for Chauncey Welliver to give us the details. My thoughts exactly. Why is it taking so long? I don't like that. It's kind of weird because I saw this a one-sided fight, but I mean, I could be wrong. And here comes the man we're waiting for, Chauncey Welliver, with the details and the cards, the judge's decision. And while we're waiting,
fighters to the center of the ring. Fighters to the center of the ring. Judge Vincent, Judge Wood, and Judge Rodriguez all score the bout 60-54 for your winner. In the red corner, Carlos Villanueva.
No guessing game. The weight was worth it. 60-54 by all judges. So he adds another victory to his record. 6-3 with 1 knockout. And a great outing for this man, Carlos Villanueva from Union Gap, Washington. And he does it with a smile, even though he's got somewhat of an interesting mouthpiece. very exciting fighter to watch. And while we're waiting for our next bout, I want to tell you guys that this relationship between Roy Jones Jr.